Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's Versus, we have the Battle of the Lagavulins. We have Lagavulin 8 coming in at a 48% ABV, and Lagavulin 11 coming in at a 46% ABV. Now, Lagavulin I always find to be the bridesmaid, never the bride situation in the whiskey world. Everybody knows Lefroy, they know Ardbeg, we know those brands, and we see so many people talk about them. And yet, we all go to Lagavulin now and again and go, man, why don't I drink this more often? At least that's what it always feels like, especially when it comes to the smoky, peaty scotches. Now, the interesting thing with Lagavulin 8, this is actually the newest addition to the core lineup, coming in at half the age statement that the Lagavulin 16, which is what really put them on the map. And then Lagavulin 11 is a limited edition bottle that was released with Nick Offerman, great actor, and you can't really find this one anymore, but I want to do an A-B comparison between these two to kind of give you the nuanced differences in the two, and hopefully help you make a decision over which bottle you might like better. So, let's get into it. Now, Lagavulin 8 was my very first Lagavulin, and I just fell in love with it right from the get-go. It's been a bit since I've been back to it because I have so many things I'm reviewing. And then Lagavulin 11 was a pain to find. I searched high and low for this bottle for so long. To the point that I gave up on it and then finally just stumbled upon it one day. Sometimes you find the things you're looking for when you stop looking. Color-wise, you can tell a big difference in color. The 8 is so pale comparatively to the 11. And there's no cask differences. That's the interesting thing here, is that just those few more years add that much beautiful golden color compared to that paleness. So, let's start with the 8. Let's go for notes. Love it. You get this beautiful light sea salt smokiness to it. That's got this beautiful, beautiful light apple in there. Very light, but you still get that brininess. A little bit of that Band-Aid quality to it, as some of your Islas have. ABV really doesn't show up on the nose either. Just beautiful, light and airy, almost like you've got a smoldered out fire next to the ocean, kind of light. But then you just get this nice sweetness in there. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. I love the nose on the 8. Let's go for the notes on the 11. And this is where it starts getting a little more interesting in the notes. That age difference adds a more meatier quality to it. Almost like burnt ends on a brisket. And it's got this peppery note in there. It's got a little more heft in that smoky smoker quality. If you've ever had anything freshly out of a smoker and you get to cut into that bark, this is what that smells like. It's beautiful, and it's just got this depth to it of a meaty, smoky, light smoky in there. But a bit of saltiness, but not like sea salt, more like a salt rub, like I want to say table salt, but cooking salt. But then there's this little underline of a sweetness in the very background. Still no real ABV on the nose either. But there's so much more darker character to it. And I think that's the interesting thing between these two, is because here you're getting those good notes of an Isla, but it's younger and it's a little lighter and a little more fruity notes. Where here you're starting to get a little more heft to it. It's a little darker, a little more mature, and the color shows on that. So, let's go for tastes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. It's smoky and earthy, peaty, very peaty. But then it gets this brightness going on. It's got this just a beautiful, beautiful crispness. Like a fresh fruit crispness. Not really a fruit I could pick out, but the sensation of biting into a fresh apple kind of situation. You get that bit of saltiness in there, that brininess, but that peat earthiness is really standing out above all. And even on the ABV at 48%, you're really not getting a lot of that. Getting a little bit more of that Band-Aid, kind of that plasticky note. But that is quickly covered up by this earthy peatiness with a light smoke, a bit of saltiness. Like I'm salivating because it teeters near savory, but not quite. But then you get this instant pop of freshness at the end from that citrus, and it just carries you out in such a beautiful way. It just kind of rides out, getting that bit of earthy, peaty, smoky, just all the flavors kind of just trail through the whole process, and it's really darn good. Okay, let's go for the 11. Even after following up from the 8, it just got so much more character to the meaty quality. The smoke isn't campfire, it's smoker quality. And if you've ever been around a smoker and you've opened up the hood, and you get this big rush of smoke out, that's that. Period. It's almost, I don't want to say dirty smoke, but like just a hefty dark smoke in there. The sweetness from the fresh fruit I was getting here isn't quite as apparent. It is very far back there, if at all. But the earthy and peaty notes here are very much more tame. They're not quite punchy in the face, more like a slap. Just got a nice quick snap of that in there. And then it rides out to a bit of that Band-Aid quality, that rich saltiness, smoker quality smoke. And it just kind of trails off to a point. Nothing really is fighting for first place, and nothing is really trying to overtake anybody else here. But it's definitely two completely different things. And it's been a bit since I've done the reviews on both of these bottles, and I'll link those up above and down below if you're looking for the individual ones. But I have to say that both of these are gorgeous drinks, but in such different ways. This, and to kind of wrap it up and put a bow on it, the 8 is a nice simple introduction to what Lagavulin can be. It's peaty, smoky, salty, and it's accessible for the most part. This one you can find at many locations, where what you're missing out on the 11 is all that heft, the dark, earthy, and the meaty qualities to it. Those are unlike anything else. I don't think I have any other of the Lafroids or Ardbegs that quite go this meaty in something. And I think that's the interesting thing about that bottle. One more sip, just for science purposes. Yeah, that is just a beautiful sip there. That's damn good. Okay, let's talk about market pricing, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. I can pick this up in my market for about $55 to $60. I've seen it online go as high as like 70s. And I think 70 might be a little pushing it, I still think it's a beautiful pour. It is a great introduction to what Lagavulin can do. And being that the Lagavulin 11 is a limited edition, at the launch for MSRP was, I think it was $90, like $89, $87. I paid $100 for my bottle, and I don't think I overpaid for it. Especially because when you look at Lagavulin 16, it's becoming a hard one to find right now for some reason. In my market, I can find it for about I can find it for about $93. So paying $100 for this, I'm fine with that. Nowadays online, this bottle can go upwards to $100, $200 without a blink. People are selling it for that. And you do have to be careful if you are hunting for the 11, is that there are two different versions. There is the Guinness cask version and the non-Guinness cask version. This is the non-Guinness cask version. And I've done a comparison in those, and I'll link those up above and down below for you to enjoy. But honestly, I love them for very different reasons. A little more simple, simple in quotes. This is a little bit more inviting, where this is, I want something meaty and different. And it fits Nick Gofferman to a T. So there you have it. Lagavulin 8 versus Lagavulin 11. If you have any questions about the bottles themselves, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them. And if you have any specific pairings I should put up against each other, also let me know down below. I love doing these A-B comparisons and having some fun with it. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might